Hello everyone. Welcome to the video course English File Pre-Intermediate 4th edition, episode number 17, Unit 5, Part C. It's called How Much is Enough? Here, you work, I just say what to do. There are 4 parts in today's lesson. The first part is speaking and listening. It's focused on liquids that we drink every day, for example, water. You have a chance to listen to a nutritionist. It's a person who knows a lot about people's diets, and she's going to give you some advice what you should drink during a day. Part 2 is called Health and the Body. You're going to revise vocabulary related to the name of this part, of course, and there is a nice article to read. It's not difficult and it's really interesting. And there are a lot of things to discuss in the article, Then a grammar part follows, part 3, quantifiers, enough, to. To put it simply, we use it when we answer these sort of questions like how much or how many, and something like that. How much sugar do you eat? Is it too much? I hope not. And at the end of the lesson, you're going to have a lovely speaking part which allows you to practice grammar and vocabulary from today's lesson. But before we start, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who is supporting my channel. And remember, these lessons are available only because of you. So, if you want to see more episodes soon, please join my Boosty or use donation alerts. You can find all the links in the description. It's very important. Now, let's start our lesson. Part 1, Speaking and Listening. Part A, Answer the questions with a partner. What do you drink? Number 1. What did you have to drink yesterday? Say at what time and how much. So it's a difficult question because I don't think we all remember such things. But I drank a lot of coffee yesterday and water. I can't say you exact time, but I can say that I don't drink coffee in the morning. I only drink it in the afternoon and in the early evening. What about water? I drink it during a day. I just have a bottle on my desk and I fill it up with water so that I can always have fresh water with me. The second part of this task. Number 2, what do you usually drink for breakfast? Nothing. I don't drink anything for breakfast. What do you usually drink mid-morning? Maybe a little bit of water and that's all. What do you usually drink mid-afternoon? I think I usually drink coffee. What do you usually drink with lunch and dinner? I don't drink anything when I eat. I think it's a simple rule for me. I don't know. I don't like drinking something when I eat. And what do you usually drink before you go to bed? Maybe a little bit of water as well. And what do you usually drink when you go out for a drink with friends? Beer, just some beer. And when you're celebrating something, maybe also beer. Number 3, is there anything you never drink? Why? I never drink fruit juice. I know that it has some vitamins and good minerals, but it's too sweet for me. I don't like the taste. So for me, it's too much sugar. Number 4, do you ever drink out of a can or a bottle? What? Yeah, I prefer to use cups and glasses usually, but maybe when it's, very hot and I have someone to ask and to share with me, I can ask for sugary drinks and drink them out of a can or a bottle. And I usually drink water out of my bottle. I always fill it up. Now, what about you? Can you say something? Now your turn to speak. Part B. Listen to a nutritionist talking about what kind of liquids we should drink. Write the drinks from the list in the correct place on the jug. What kind of drinks should we never drink? Actually, the task is quite simple. You need to listen to the audio and put these words into these gaps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here can be water, Diet Coke, alcohol, low-fat milk, tea and coffee, and fruit juice. Listen and put the words into the gaps. And remember to answer one question at the end of the audio. What kind of drinks should we never drink? Or should we avoid drinking?
5.15.
At least half of your daily liquids should come from water. About 1/3, or 3 to 4 cups, can come from coffee or tea, but with no sugar. Low-fat milk can make up another 20%. If you drink less milk, just try to get your calcium from another type of food or drink. For example, green vegetables. You can have 1 small glass of fruit juice a day, and no more than 1 to 2 alcoholic drinks for men or 1 for women. However, some doctors now think that it's a good idea to have several alcohol-free days a week. Diet drinks, which use artificial sweeteners, are not good for you, but up to 1 to 2 glasses a day is okay. But try not to have any drinks with a lot of sugar. For example, sweet fizzy drinks.
Довольно сложная аудиозапись, давайте разбираться. At least это по крайней мере. И вот давайте дословно. По крайней мере, половина вашего вашей дневной жидкости, ну тут во множественном числе, половина ваших дневных жидкостей или жидкостей, которые вы потребляете в течение дня, должны происходить из воды. То есть, по-другому, вода должна составлять половину тех жидкостей, которые вы принимаете днем. Около трети, это где-то 3 или 4 чашечки, могут, получается, ну давайте дословно, происходить из кофе или чая. То есть кофе или чай должны составлять треть, но без сахара. Дальше у нас low fat. Это у нас жир низкий, то есть нежирное молоко должно или может... Make up это имеется в виду заполнять или составлять здесь другие 20%. Если вы пьете меньше молока, просто попробуйте получить ваш кальций из другого типа еды или напитков, например, зеленых овощей. Дальше. Вы можете, получается, здесь вы можете выпить 1 маленький стакан фруктового сока в день и не более чем 1 или от 1 до 2 алкогольных напитков для мужчин или 1 для женщин. Однако некоторые доктора теперь у нас думают, что это хорошая идея иметь several, это иметь несколько alcohol-free days a week, это имеется в виду несколько дней в неделю вообще без алкоголя. Так, дальше у нас diet drinks. Это диетические напитки, которые используют вот это вот искусственные подсластители, artificial sweeteners, то есть искусственные подсластители. То есть вот эти вот диетические напитки, они не очень хороши для вас, не очень хороши для здоровья, но up to 1 to 2 glasses, это имеется в виду до или вот примерно 1 или 2 стакана в день нормально. То есть ничего с вами не случится. Но пытайтесь не пить, получается, любые напитки, это я тут совсем дословно, чтобы вы понимали, то есть, но пытайтесь не пить любые напитки с большим количеством, давайте так, с большим количеством, это лотов много, сахара. Вот, например, sweet fizzy drinks – это у нас сладкие газированные напитки. Ох, какое аудио было. Ну, надеюсь, теперь оно стало понятней. Что ж, идем дальше. Part C. Do you agree with what the nutritionist says? How similar is her advice to what you drink every day? I think that I hate nutritionists. I drink what I want. But her advice is similar to what I drink every day. What about you? Do you agree with her or strongly disagree? And does this picture reflect or correspond with what you drink during a day? Speak about it. Part number 2, reading and vocabulary, health and the body. Part A. Is there anything you drink that some people say is good for you and other people say is bad? Coffee, I think. There are a lot of discussions and debates, and I came to one only possible conclusion. If you feel good after drinking coffee, you can drink it. If you feel terrible after it, you're getting nervous, or you have a stomach ache after it, try to avoid drinking it. You should never drink coffee in this case. So, some people feel good after it, some people feel bad after it. That is why nobody can say for sure whether coffee is good or bad. It's always debatable. What about you? Can you say something about this question? Is there anything you drink that some people say is good for you and other people say is bad? Part B. Read the article. Are they really good and bad? On page 43, match the highlighted medical words to the pictures. Actually, the task is quite simple. There are 6 words in the article that are highlighted. You see heart, liver, muscles, blood, teeth, bones. Match the highlighted words with or to the pictures and then check yourself.
Five point 16. 1,
liver,
2,
Heart,
3,
teeth,
4,
muscles,
5,
bones,
6,
blood,
Part D. Read about each drink again. In pairs, decide which drinks you think have more advantages than disadvantages, or B, more disadvantages than advantages. Actually, it's a quite interesting task. Let's do it this way. The article will be shown part by part, and after each part, we discuss it. First, I give you my opinion, a little bit of it, then you give yours. Feel free to agree with me or disagree with me. Are they really good and bad? How do we know what to believe when doctors give us advice about what to drink and what not to drink? Every week, it seems, a scientific study contradicts last week's research. Jeremy Lawrence reviews the latest medical research into drinks. Alcohol. Good. For the heart. in small amounts, according to some studies. 2 small glasses of red wine a day can cut the risk of heart attack by 30%, especially for middle-aged men. Bad for the liver. Liver disease is increasing. Some studies also say that 1 drink a day increases a woman's risk of all types of cancer by 6%. Other recent studies suggest that no alcohol at all is the ideal for both men and women. I believe alcohol has more disadvantages than advantages. Some things can have a positive impact on you, some things. But if we sum everything up, alcohol is a very destructive thing, or just destructive thing, for your body, mind, and health. You always feel bad after you drink a lot of it. So your body isn't happy about it. And I also saw some, red winers, let's call them like this, people who always drink a glass of red wine every day. They don't look good, in my opinion. Anyway, what about you? What do you think of alcohol? Coffee. Good. Coffee contains caffeine, which is a stimulant drug, and millions of people drink coffee every day. It improves short-term memory, makes your muscles stronger, keeps you awake, and tastes delicious. Bad. It's sometimes connected with heart disease, arthritis, and high blood pressure. Coffee. Coffee is my favorite drink, and I believe you can drink it until you have some problems with your heart or blood pressure. If you have some of them, it's better to stop drinking coffee. But it has a lot of advantages. For example, you can go to a coffee shop and drink some coffee with other people, friends, maybe relatives, and so on, and have a lovely chat with them at the same time. So what about you? What do you think of coffee? Is it good or bad thing? Juice. Good. For people who don't like fruit and prefer to have it as juice. Bad. For teeth, especially orange juice, which contains a lot of acid. Juice also has a lot of natural sugar, so drinking a lot can add to weight problems. Juice. Actually, I have nothing to say. For me, juice is too sweet, and I don't feel good if I drink 1 or 2 glasses. So, for me, it has more disadvantages than advantages. What about you? What do you think of juice? Milk. Good. For very young children who need the calcium for their bones. Bad. For adults and older children, they don't need the extra calcium, and high-fat foods like full-fat milk, butter, and cheese can cause heart disease. Milk. Again, for children, milk is great, yeah, but I don't think that adults should drink it. Adding it to some recipes is okay, we always use milk in them, but drinking, pure milk, I don't know. I think it's better not. So, what do you think of milk? Tea. Good. Black tea cuts the risk of heart disease. It also reduces stress, make you more alert, and may help the immune system and prevent diabetes. Bad. If you add milk, the good effects of tea disappear. Sugar makes it worse. Tea. I think tea is good. It has a lot of advantages. But for me, there is only one big disadvantage. It's not tasty. I don't like the taste of it. Maybe green tea is sometimes okay, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of tea. But anyway, I think drinking good tea is always healthy. What do you think of tea? Water. Good. We can't live without it. But how much is enough? Typical advice is that you need 2.5 liters a day, but that includes liquid you get from other drinks and from food. Bad. Too much water can cause problems. For example, low salt levels. A few people have actually died from drinking too much water. Water. Water is debatable. In my opinion, you should drink water, yeah, but you should drink good water, high quality water, and it is expensive. If you drink tap water, I think you will have a lot of problems with your kidneys and stomach. What about you? What do you think of water? And finally, part E. Do you agree with the information in the article? Have you read or heard anything recently which contradicts anything in the article? I mostly agree. Actually, the article is quite neutral, and I've heard such information a lot of times, so I can't say anything that contradicts the information in the article, but maybe you have something to say. А теперь давайте переводить данный текст. А они реально хороши или плохие? Ну, имеется в виду, пить их хорошо или плохо именно в этом контексте. Как мы можем узнать, во что верить, когда доктора give us advice, это у нас, то есть дают нам совет про то, что пить и что не пить. Каждую неделю, it seems, это кажется, получается научное какое-нибудь исследование, scientific study. Contradicts, это имеется в виду противоречит. Research — это исследованию на прошлой неделе. Ну, что имеется в виду? Выходят постоянно новые материалы, и такое есть ощущение, что они противоречат друг другу. То хорошо, то плохо, то хорошо, то плохо. Вот у нас человек, Джереми Лоренс, получается, reviews имеется в виду обозревает последние медицинские исследования, которые посвящены напиткам. Вот у нас уже здесь довольно сочное введение. Вот, давайте смотреть дальше. Алкоголь. Для сердца в маленьких количествах, according to, это у нас ссылаясь на, или по словам кого-то, но здесь ссылаясь на некоторые исследования. 2 маленьких стакана красного вина в день могут, cut это как бы снизить, здесь имеется в виду, то есть снизить риск инфаркта на 30%, особенно у мужчин среднего возраста. Так, но плохая сторона для печени. То есть болезни печени is increasing имеется в виду встречаются все более и более часто. Вообще increase — это увеличиваться. Некоторые исследования также говорят, что один напиток в день увеличивает риск у женщин, что у них появятся все виды рака на 6%. А остальные недавние исследования, то есть дают нам идею и предполагают, что вот вообще жизнь без алкоголя, то есть no alcohol at all, то есть вообще без алкоголя, это идеально и для мужчин, и для женщин. То есть вот такой момент. Дальше кофе. Кофе у нас содержит кофе содержит кофеин, который является, получается, stimulant drug, если я не ошибаюсь, это как бы стимулирующее средство, то есть от которого вы становитесь более нервным и так далее. То есть, да, стимулирующее средство, давайте так переведем. И миллионы людей пьют кофе каждый день. Кофе у нас улучшает кратковременную память, получается, делает ваши мускулы сильнее, keeps you awake, то есть по-другому держит вас бодрым и на вкус замечательно. То есть вот так вот как-то можно перевести. Но плохие стороны. Получается, кофе иногда у нас связано с болезнями сердца, артритом и высоким кровяным давлением. По-другому high blood pressure. Высокое давление. Дальше сок. Для кого хорош он? Для людей, которые не любят фрукты и предпочитают, ну, то есть всю пользу, которая содержится в фруктах, принимать в виде сока. As juice, то есть в виде сока. Но что плохо? Для зубов. Особенно апельсиновый сок, который содержит много кислоты. Acid, кислота. Сок также имеет много, ну, природного сахара. Вот поэтому, если пить много, это может добавить, то есть питье много сока, если вот так дословно, может добавить еще и проблемы с лишним весом. То есть weight problems, проблемы с лишним весом. Это добавить. Тут у нас так. Milk. Дальше. Молоко. Оно очень полезно для молодых детей, что я говорю, для маленьких детей, которым нужен кальций для их костей. А вот что плохо для взрослых и детей постарше. Им не нужен дополнительный кальций, то есть экстра дополнительный, а вот такие продукты с высоким содержанием жира, это можно вот так вот это перевести, то есть еда с высоким содержанием жира, like это по типу, получается, жирное молоко, масло и сыр могут, получается, могут вызвать болезни сердца. Но есть вот такой момент. Дальше tea, чай. Черный чай сокращает риск болезни сердца. Это также reduces, это и тоже так же, как сокращает, то есть чуть-чуть поменьше, чем cut, но также можно перевести как сократить. Это также сокращает стресс, делает вас более бдительным, живым, так сказать, более энергичным и может помочь иммунной системе. И prevent — это предотвратить, то есть, да, предотвратить диабет. Плохо, если вы добавите молоко, хорошие эффекты чая исчезают. Disappear — это исчезнуть, а сахар делает это еще хуже. То есть имеется в виду ухудшает ситуацию в этом значении. Так, и теперь вода. Что хорошего? Мы не можем жить без воды, имеется в виду, но сколько будет достаточно? Самый обычный совет — это то, что вам нужно 2,5 литра в день. Но это включает жидкость, которую вы получаете из других напитков и из еды. То есть да, вот это вот не 2,5 литра в день просто пить, а имеется в виду в общем, в сумме. Что плохо? Слишком много воды может вызвать проблемы, например, снизить уровень соли в организме или низкий уровень солей. А несколько людей, ну даже кое-какое количество людей вообще-то реально умерло от того, что они выпили слишком много воды. И такое тоже бывает. Надеюсь, это преувеличение. Так, вот такой вот у нас был текст, довольно сложный, но, надеюсь, теперь все понятно. Идем дальше. Part 3. Grammar. Quantifiers to not enough and enough. Part A. Look at the words in the list. Are they countable or uncountable? Juice, bottle, can, milk, carton, water, wine, cup, glass. Remember that countable nouns are nouns that we can count. An apple, one apple, yeah, an apple, 2 apples, 3 apples, 4 apples, and so on. A countable noun. Uncountable nouns, we can't count them, so we don't use articles an, like information, coffee, tea, and so on. Now check yourself how many words you can identify here. Part B. In pairs, circle the correct word or phrase for each sentence. Say why the other one is wrong. Okay, just do it, then check yourself. Number 1. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day? You know, cups or a cup is a countable noun, and with countable nouns, we use many, not much. That is why it's how many. Number 2. I don't drink much water. Here is vice versa. Water is uncountable, so we use much with uncountable nouns. Number 3. I drink a lot of milk. Milk is uncountable, we can't use many with it. And a lot of, you can use both with countable and uncountable nouns. So here we use a lot of. Number 4. Drinking a little red wine can be good for you. We use a little with uncountable nouns. Number 5. I only have a few cans of Coke a week. Look, a few, we use it with countable nouns, and a can, cans, it's countable. Number 6. My parents don't drink a lot. Here it's the correct option. Look, with verbs, we use just a lot. Drink a lot, run a lot, sleep a lot, and so on. That is why here we need to choose just a lot, not a lot of. Part C. Look at the paragraphs about water in the article again. Find a word or phrase which means the right amount and more than you need. Try to find these words. If you cannot, it's okay. Just look at the answer after that. Now listen to the examples.
5.17. 1.
I'm very stressed today. I have too much work.
My boss talks too much.
2.
My diet is unhealthy. I eat too many cakes and sweets.
3.
I don't want to go out tonight. I'm too tired.
5.18. 1.
Do you eat enough vegetables?
I don't drink enough water.
2.
Jane doesn't sleep enough. She's always tired.
3.
Our fridge isn't big enough for a family of 5.
I don't go to bed early enough during the week.
So, quantifiers, let's read the rules. We use too much, too many, to say more than is good, so it's a negative meaning. Use too much plus uncountable noun, for example, coffee, time, or after a verb. Number 2, use too many plus countable noun, for example, cakes, people. Number 3, use too plus an adjective, and not like you see it's a mistake here, I'm too much tired. We don't say it like this. Then next part, the second part, not enough or just enough. Number 1, use enough before a noun to mean all that is necessary. Number 2, use enough after a verb with no object. And number 3, use enough after an adjective or adverb. You know what? Rules are kind of complicated. I think let's do a couple of practical exercises and you will understand the main idea, how to use these words. Part A. Circle the correct form. How much coffee do you drink? How many coffee do you drink? You see how much is circled here. And number 1. I eat too chocolate or too much chocolate. We use too much chocolate. You will continue this list. And part B. Complete the sentences with too much, too many, or enough. You eat too much red meat. It isn't good for you. Number 1. I am not very fit. I don't do enough exercise. And you will continue this list. Now look, do these exercises, then check it. Good luck. And now it's time to do these exercises. So exercise A, circle the correct form. Number 1, as I mentioned earlier, it's I eat too much chocolate. Like too chocolate doesn't make any sense. So here it is the correct option, too much chocolate. Number 2, it's quite tricky. Guys, don't pay so much attention to this. Crisps is an countable noun, so we use here too many crisps. Yeah, it can be surprising, but still it is in English. Number 3, do you drink enough water or water enough? Do you drink water enough? Yeah, it even doesn't sound good. So, do you drink enough water? Here it's the correct option, because we usually put enough before a noun. Number 4, I can't come. I'm too busy, too much busy. What is this? No, if we have an adjective, we use just too. I'm too busy. So this option is correct. Number 5, this suitcase isn't enough big or big enough. Here we have enough after an adjective, so it's big enough. This suitcase isn't big enough. Number 6, I worry too much, I worry too many. With verbs, we also use much. I worry too much. Number 7, you're always at home. You don't enough go out or go out enough. This is a correct option, so this option is correct. Number 8, I don't eat enough vegetables. I don't eat vegetables enough. And it's a similar situation to the third one. Do you drink enough water? It's like I don't eat enough vegetables. So it's something like this. Yeah, it can be difficult and complicated, but just practice, 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 and later you will get this idea how to use these words. Let's move on to part B. Complete the sentences with too much, too many, or enough. Let's start. I'm not very fit. I don't do enough exercise. Number 2, I can't walk to school. It's too far. Far, it's an adjective, so just too far. Number 3, there are cars on the roads today. It's easy, cars, countable, so we use too many. There are too many cars on the roads today. Number 4, I spend time on the computer. It gives me headaches, so it's a negative thing. We use I spent too much time. Time is uncountable, so it's too much. Number 5, I don't read only 5 or 6 books a year. It's like I don't read enough. Only 5 or 6 books a year. Number 6, I didn't buy the coat because it was too expensive. Here is something like this. Number 7, there were people at the hospital, so it was impossible to see doctor. It means too many people. And the final one, I don't like watching films on my phone because the screen isn't big enough. Now I will read the answer keys just to give you more examples. Number 1. I eat too much chocolate. I eat too many crisps. Do you drink enough water? I can't come. I'm too busy. This suitcase isn't big enough. I worry too much. You're always at home. You don't go out enough. I don't eat enough vegetables. You eat too much red meat. It isn't good for you. I'm not very fit. I don't do enough exercise. I can't walk to school. It's too far. There are too many cars on the roads today. I spend too much time on the computer. It gives me headaches. I don't read enough, only 5 or 6 books a year. I didn't buy the coat because it was too expensive. There were too many people at the hospital, so it was impossible to see doctor. I don't like watching films on my phone because the screen isn't big enough. And I understand it can be, and I think it is very, very complicated. If you want to search for more information, you can Google these phrases like too much, too many, or enough, and just see more examples or more rules or watch more videos about this topic. But it's time to move on. Part number 4, pronunciation and speaking. Part A. Look at the spelling rules for the sound, then listen and repeat the words. Just listen and practice.
5.19.
Up. Much. Drug. Muscles. None. Enough. Blood.
Part B, it's interesting and it's a dictation. Listen and write the last word in each sentence. So you need to write only one word, the last word in the sentence, not the whole sentence, just one word, the last word in each sentence. I hope you get it. Now listen and write the last word in each sentence.
5.20. 1,
Can you pass me the butter?
2,
Do you work or study?
3,
Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry.
4,
Your sister's very young.
5,
I don't have any money.
6,
Please, can you take out the rubbish?
7,
Is today going to be sunny?
8,
The weather's going to be lovely.
9,
2 single rooms, please, and 1 double.
10,
What do you want for lunch?
11,
What's the biggest city in your country?
12,
She's usually serious, but she can be very funny.
5.20. 1,
Can you pass me the butter?
2,
Do you work or study?
3,
Everything's going to be fine. Don't worry.
4,
Your sister's very young.
5,
I don't have any money.
6,
Please, can you take out the rubbish?
7.
Is today going to be sunny?
8.
The weather's going to be lovely.
9.
2 single rooms, please, and 1 double.
10.
What do you want for lunch?
11.
What's the biggest city in your country?
12.
She's usually serious, but she can be very funny.
And part D. Ask and answer the questions with a partner. Say why or explain why. So all questions start with do you think you, and we have a lot of questions here, like do you think you drink enough water? Do you think you do enough sport or exercise? Let's do it like this. I will answer these questions, you will do it after me. So let's start. Okay, do you think you drink enough water? Yes, I think so. I drink enough water every day and I keep doing it. Next, do you think you do enough sport or exercise? Oh, sport? No, I don't think so. I need to do more sport. I've never been in my life so overweight as I am now, with a big belly. Sadly enough. Do you think you have enough free time? No, I don't. I don't have enough free time. You can see it as well as I haven't released enough videos on my YouTube channel recently, so I usually make them when I have free time. And next question, do you think you spend too much time online? Yeah, I definitely spend too much time online. My job and my hobby are both about being online, so I spend too much time there. Do you think you spend too much money on things you don't need? No, I don't. My budget isn't big enough to spend it carelessly, so to speak. Do you think you read enough? That's a very sad question for me. No, I have a lot of books on my shelves that I've never touched. It means I don't read enough, especially for myself, for my. Do you think you spend too many hours working or studying? Even though I work and study a lot, I think it's not enough because I haven't got the results I need yet. Do you think you have too many clothes? No. I have some clothes, but not too many. I wear everything that I buy. And next, do you think you do too much housework? No, definitely not. Housework is a thing that you can't do too much. It's always not enough. Do you agree with me? So, next question. Do you think you get too much homework? I don't get it. I give it to my students. I always try to give my students not too much homework because I know that everyone has their own things to care about and nobody likes too much homework. Yeah, now is your turn to speak. Good luck and keep it in mind. Your goal is to say as much as possible. Good luck. Speaking of too much homework, let's look at your homework tasks right now. Слова «здоровье» и «тело». То есть у нас переставьте буквы в другой порядок, чтобы получились слова. Так, получается зубной. Ну, как бы здесь не заботиться, ну, в смысле, так, ну, можно сказать, заботиться о ваших зубах. То есть looks after. Так, второе. Упражнения помогают keep your, я так понимаю, muscles. Это, то есть физические упражнения делают ваши мышцы сильными, помогает сохранять им эту форму сильную. Третье. Выполнение упражнений каждый день может сократить риск of heart attack. Heart attack. То есть heart attack – это сердечный приступ. Так, четвертое. Питье алкоголя. Давайте, если вы будете пить много алкоголя, это плохо для вашей печени, liver. Так, вы можете lose a lot of blood. Это у нас кровь, то есть вы можете потерять много крови, если вы поранитесь, ну, очень сильно пораните руку. Здесь badly не в смысле плохо пораните, а сильно поранитесь. Так. Если у вас произошел несчастный случай, когда вы катались на лыжах, вы можете с легкостью сломать bone. То есть это имеется получить перелом и сломать кость. Ну, такое довольно простенькое упражнение. Супер. Идем дальше. Так, заполните предложение словами из и используйте множественное число, где необходимо. Удивительные факты. Так, большинство частей вашего тела может восстанавливаться самостоятельно, but your teeth can't. То есть зубы вообще никак не регенерируются. Вот такая вот плохая штука, да, teeth. Дальше.